Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Escapades channel in Malaysia. Thanks for joining me today for this special follow-up video to the channel's coverage on MOTU Origins Wave 10. Just some stuff that I didn't get around to touching on in the individual reviews, plus some other cool stuff that I wanted to share with you guys. So stick around for the video and let me know what you think of it. For individual reviews on all of the figures, do of course check out their respective videos elsewhere on the channel if you have not already. Okay guys, let's get down to it. Now, some of the online feedback has suggested that this could be one of the weakest waves ever. In some ways, it does feel like a wave that didn't get hyped up as much in comparison to what's coming next, which is the huge new direction for the Origins series, and that's the rise of the Snake Man. Now, I did call this Wave 10 the Stick Wave, all right, in regards to 3 of the new characters all coming with long-ass stick-like weapon objects, okay, be it a staff or a spear. They only came with that and nothing else. Nevertheless, there's still a lot with this wave for everyone to enjoy. If you caught the reviews, you'll know my thoughts on each one of them. But like I said, there's some extra stuff in this video that I wanted to touch on as well. Okay, first up, we're getting down to checking out Whiplash once again. And you know what? This guy is just an awesome upgrade with a vintage figure, a clear favorite amongst most of you guys out there because he's just an awesome hybrid reptilian monster. And also, the face sculpt this time around is just enhanced. Okay, it looks a little bit more menacing compared to the vintage figure, definitely because of the eyebrows too. I think they're a little bit more bushier. And also, all of this on an enhanced origin style body for increased articulation. Plus, the tail section is tremendously improved. No longer that piece of floppy rubbery skin just flapping around. This time around, it's a sturdy, hard piece. It looks fantastic. All right, you can actually pose it. Okay, this time around, the lower section is articulated at a joint right there. Some people are asking if the top section was removable. It's not. Guys, don't even bother with it. All right, it's meant to stay on the figure. But yeah, the lower section is articulated. You can move it from side to side if you wanted to. Pose it in such a way on display, you can do that. And the other thing I like about it is that, it's really hard and sturdy this time around. So if you wanted to, you can sort of like just have him just thumping the ground with it, all right? Just like that, okay? Yeah, don't thump it too hard though, okay? Because you'll separate the tail. Yeah, just plug it right back in there. So yeah, it's like he's doing a battle cry, okay? Yeah, he's calling out to fight. Yeah, come on. Yeah, doom, doom. Come on. Yeah, face me. Now, the other thing that I just couldn't resist doing was to slap Whiplash's upper body onto Montana's lower legs, all right? I mean, this is like the go-to, okay, combination for like an ultimate monster mashup, okay? Montana's lower legs, all right? The multi-legged monstrosity. I think that, the colors don't probably work that well, okay, because of the darker tone of Montana's legs, but still, it is a cool monster combination that you can achieve, with these figures, especially the monster ones, all right? Especially those like insane hybrids, you can slap them onto these legs here. And I think that it looks really great actually from the back, where you can see the tail section. I wish that the tail section was just a little bit more articulated so you could actually move it around to the front as well, so that it's actually more visible from the front. But as it is, I mean, if you wanted to do cool monster mashups, okay, this is one way that you could do it. And that's the whole fun aspect of Masters of the Universe. It's supposed to be this, okay, hybrids, okay, crazy mashups, okay, just total chaos, creature insanity. What do you guys think about this? Okay, let's scope out Digitino next. Now, this guy was on the receiving end of a lot of flack out there, understandably so, because a lot of people just didn't want to invest in a Rulers of the Sun character that they had no attachment towards, myself included as well. However, I was pretty excited to do the review because I correctly assumed that there are people out there who, in fact, would appreciate the character and would, in fact, kind of like warm up to him as well. Okay, because this figure does have a lot of redeeming factors to him, and he's just not the throwaway figure that most of you guys probably feel that he is. If you probably give him a chance, you'll find that there's a lot that you can actually accomplish with this figure in your collection. Okay, there's something that I wanted to touch on in regards to his facial sculpt. I didn't quite get into it in the review, and that's the fact that it's very real looking. I mean, when it comes to human figures in Masters of the Universe, I always felt, especially in the vintage line, all of the human characters had really good sculpting on their faces. And it's something that is also, in a way, carried over to Origins, but probably not those early He-Man figures that we got. I mean, the sculpting on those, the faces there were pretty bad. But other characters like Fisto, Clam Champ, all these guys, the human characters, they had very good facial expressions, very good sculpting, and something about Digitino here, it's like a real human face, right? I mean, especially the eyes, man, they look very real, man. It's like hyper real, almost, I don't know, man, too real. What do you guys think? Now, the other thing that I wanted to feature in the Digitino review but somehow left out was to have him alongside Scareglow, the Wave 2 Scareglow figure, these being the only two figures from MOTU Origins that can glow in the dark. As far as I remember, was there an exclusive that could also do it? I don't think so, okay? So yeah, Digitino's armor glows in the dark. Don't ask me why, but it does. So I want to have him in a shot here alongside Scareglow so we can check out how the two of them glow side by side. So let's do this. Let's hit the lights. Okay, don't be afraid now. Whoa! Whoa! You know that Scareglow figure, I've not actually checked out the glow-in-the-dark feature on that in quite some time now. Man, he's one of the best glow-in-the-dark figures ever made, all right? It's like really freaking strong. You can see like side by side with Digitino here, they both basically have the same glow power, you know? I guess they use the same tech too, right, to make these figures glow. How far could they stray? Okay, one more time from the back. Oh, look at that, right? Again, this is very impressive. Okay, they didn't skimp on the glow features for Digitino. Of course, he's got significantly less glow presentation compared to Scareglow, but it's still great that it's there. Of course, you do wonder, why does a character like him actually need a glow feature? I don't know, man. Maybe, he's stuck in a cave, struggling to close off a maths equation, and it's dark. What do you guys think? Okay, if you set aside the fact that Digitino's overall character trait of being a mathematical genius doesn't quite gel with his getup, his overall design, he's like a caveman spliced together with a modern-day wrestler. If you set aside that fact, he just looks pretty great in a diorama piece fighting against hybrid-style monsters. It's like straight out of the Ray Harryhausen playbook. Okay, you got like a caveman-type character or an exotic-looking character like Sinbad style, something from, 1 million years BC, one of those movies, The Golden Egg, Golden Voyage of Sinbad, was it? Yeah, one of those kind of movies. And you got him in a diorama piece fighting against these monstrous entities. Man, I gotta say, it does look good. Fight! Next up, we're getting down to checking out the good King Randall. Now, Randall here was a favorite with a lot of you guys out there, especially those of you guys that missed him during his original 1987 run. Despite having some setbacks from that original figure, this one is still a pretty great modern-day update. Now, there's been a lot of communication out there about him resembling the Burger King mascot. This thing's been going on for years. Honestly, both characters are just stereotypes of what a medieval-looking king would be like in a children's storybook. And I also have to say that outside of America and maybe a few international countries, nobody out there really knows who the Burger King mascot is, especially not here in Malaysia. He was never really prominent in any of the advertising materials, except maybe just the crown, okay? We just saw the Burger King logo and maybe just the crown, okay? There's never like a human to go with it. I don't think so. No, never, okay? Okay, I do have a bit of a correction to make here. In my review of the Randall figure, I also brought up the vintage figure, and I mentioned that this thing never had a removable crown, all right? Well, honestly speaking, I also reviewed this vintage figure like about a year ago. I never messed around with the crown at all. And that's also owing to the fact that, referring to the official instruction manual that's on the card back, it states here, this figure can be twisted about for his battle punching gimmick. He also features a removable cloak, as you can see, and also his armor can be taken out, all right? And other than that, it just states that he comes to the Royal Staff of Eternia. That's about it. It never mentions anything at all anywhere about having a removable crown. So, hey, look, I was just following the instructions. But then I started to fiddle around with the figure, all right? Started to work my fingers around the edges here. And you know what? I was like, holy shit, okay? This thing apparently does come off, okay? What the hell, all right? You can actually just get this thing pried open like that. He's kind of got it nestled on his forehead there, sort of like a pair of shades, okay, So yeah, the whole piece does come out. What's left underneath is kind of like a weird looking, funky hairdo. Kind of looks like a 90s hairdo for like a rap superstar or something like that. Kid and Play, you know what I'm saying? A 90s hip hop haircut. Yeah, either that or he's going in for some brain surgery, Okay, but having said all that, okay, this new crown on Randall is staying put. Okay, this thing ain't going nowhere, alright? It's staying right there. Unless you maybe take like a small scalpel and try to work your way around the edges and just sort of like just cut it straight out of his forehead. Then you might probably have your removable crown, okay? Other than that, no, it's not an advertised feature. It's probably never meant to come off, okay? Not even in the vintage figure, but somehow it just did. Now, the other thing that I didn't get around to showing off in the original video was to have Randall here actually being flanked by one of the Eternian Palace guards, okay, just like this. I think it looks amazing, okay? He's just being protected just like that, and the guards walking in front. You can have him in your display like that. This is certainly a good case to getting more of these guys. If you haven't already, I certainly need to. Okay, I need to get more of these guards, all right, for a cool sort of like royal palace display situation type scenario, all right. But yeah, I think that, you know, they work well together, kind of like just displayed side by side like this. Stand behind me, your majesty. Something's out there. Something's stalking us. Wait, do you hear that sound? No! 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 Okay, then we get down to the mini comic Trapjaw. And you know what? Despite this thing just being a repaint, I gotta say, hot damn, alright? I liked it in my initial review, and in the 2 weeks since owning it and playing around with it, I like it even more, alright? There's just so much that you can do with this, as we're gonna check out also in a bit. But meantime, I gotta say that, you know, I called this thing as the best mini comic translation of an Origins MOTU figure to date, and I stand by that, alright? It's fantastic. Now, okay, I did get some questions and inquiries on the movement of the mechanical arm, and there was apparently a first version Trapjaw figure that came out in Wave 2 that had limited movement on the mechanical arm. It couldn't swivel from either left to right or something like that. I don't have that version. That version actually never even turned up in Malaysia. So the version that we got was the mechanical arm that had tons of movement to it. All right, so this one replicates that one. It's the same figure they're using once again. So I would have to say that, you know, if you're looking for that particular version of the mechanical arm, you're gonna get it right here, okay? Because this thing just moves in and out, you know, left to right, side by side. You know, you can do so many things with this thing, okay? You can just rock and roll right there with this Trapjaw figure. So go get it. Okay, once you get this mini comic Trapjaw figure, what you need to do is get it alongside that Cronies figure from the Rise of Evil set, plus the original Wave 2 Trapjaw figure. Just get them all together, and then you can get down to some real mix and matching fun. Okay, now check this out. Okay, now that original Wave 2 Trapjaw figure, that figure was just legendary, okay, and so hard to get, all right? But, you know, say that you do have it already, you know, what if you just took him apart, okay, took all of his parts apart, just like that, and then, you know, transformed him into something that was even more mechanized, okay, like an upgraded version of Trapjaw. Get everything off him, okay, his belt, the accessories, get it all off. Then get out that Cronies figure, which I personally hate, okay? However, he does have a pretty amazing looking armor section here that's kind of like strapped onto him like a jacket of sorts. And this thing is removable. That's the brilliant thing about it. It's got these slots in here for accessories. Even though the figure doesn't come with any accessories, he's got the slots for it. So there must have been some reason for this. What was it? Okay, maybe it's to put onto another Trapjaw figure like this. Strap it on to the existing Trapjaw figure that you have from Wave 2, and then once that thing's on him, set it aside and then pull out that mini comic figure, all right? Pull it out, get out the arm cannon like that, put in the mechanical arm in place of the regular one, because I think that the new silver and gray color kind of adds a lot more definition, all right? Other than it just being straight jet black, yeah, it gives it more of a sort of like a contrast, right? And then you get more parts of the mini comic figure, remove all of the accessories, get that belt off, okay, the belt, the silver belt with the pirate skull and crossbones logo, get it off, and get it onto the Trapjaw figure, okay, the Wave 2 Trapjaw figure, all right, for even more color contrast. Look at that, all right? This thing's gonna look amazing. Okay, so once you've got the mechanical arm in there, plus the new belt buckle, once you've got those pieces in there, you start looking for more parts. Get the other mechanical arm, all right? This one, attach it, okay? Attach it right there into his left socket. So he's got both mechanical arms. Finally, you have a Trapjaw figure that has got two dual mechanical arms, all right? And then you could replace this with like even more of the silver weapons from the mini comic Trapjaw. You can get this, you know, claw hand in there. So he has kind of like, you know, two grip hands, maybe, you know. Yeah, he's got an additional grip hand now. Yeah, and then what you're going to do is get all of the extra accessories, okay? Yeah, just, you know, get this thing positioned like that. Get all of the extra accessories and just get them all positioned in the slots there on his belt buckle, all right? And maybe over here. Get it positioned in there. And also in the slots on the back of his armor section here. Finally, okay, a use for this, okay, because now he's got like double the amount of weapons, okay, right, from the Wave 2 version plus the mini comic version. That's a lot of weaponry, okay, so get it all stashed in there. Yeah, you never know, okay, when he's going to need extra weaponry on hand. So yeah, just get it, the slots there. Look at this thing, all right? This guy is gonna be like fully armored, fully jacked up. Okay, guys, so there you have it. That's my take on an ultimate Origins Trapjaw action figure. Now even more mechanized from head to toe. Honestly, yo, I love it, okay? I've been staring at this thing for so long. I love the fact that we can actually do stuff like this with the Origins action figures. We can do this kind of crazy combinations that actually turn out looking good. You know, it's just not like some crazy mix and match stuff that doesn't make sense. You know, the combinations can make sense. And this particular combination is only possible when you actually get that extra mini comic Trapjaw figure. So that's why I feel that having two of these Trapjaw figures around is fantastic. Okay, it's an amazing gift to us. I love the fact that, you know, he now has so much more weaponry to play with, and you can sort of like, you know, think of a scenario where you can just get it all attached to one single body. Let me know what you think of this combination in the comment section, guys. Okay guys, so that's the video. Thanks for joining me for this follow-up look at MOTU Origins Wave 10. Like I said, I had some extra stuff to share with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. As of about a week ago, all of these figures have been made available for pre-order on BBTS. So I hope that's great news for all of you international customers out there who are looking for the figures. And if your local hobby stores don't have them, then BBTS is always a great resource. So guys, I'll catch all of you again here, right here, with more content. Take care out there.